right, welcome to an episode. Oh, sorry, I was too ready. I know. All right. Welcome to DMA Untamed podcast. This week we have a very special guest. It's an all-women's podcast episode. So excited. DMA Untamed podcast has brought you, sorry, we're doing it again. DMA Untamed podcast is bringing you unapologetic women breaking barriers and owning their space in the digital and creative world. And our guests today, we have Olive and we have Darcel. I'll let them introduce themselves, but first things first, my name is Ashley. I am a creative, I am a podcaster, and I'm in the media world. Now, over to you, Olive. What is your name? What do you do?
Hi everyone. My name. Should I say hi everyone?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do it
Hi
again.
guys, welcome
Okay,
to
let's
my
go.
channel.
Hi guys. My name is Olive Wangai. I am a creator as well. And I'm sorry, guys.
Just speak. It's okay.
Should I say I'm a creator?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a creative.
Oh, okay. I'm a creative.
You're a creative.
Okay, creative. Okay. All right, cool. Hi guys, my name is Olive Wangai. I am a creative. I'm in the creative industry, advertising to be specific. I work at Dentsu, and I am an associate creative director.
Away. Go off.
Shit.
All right. Darcy.
Wow. Hi, my name is Darcel Mina, and I'm also in the creative space. I work at Dentsu. I'm the head of copy there, and I'm also a mom. Yeah,
Aw.
guys. I had to say that. I'm so proud of myself. And it's good that I say that in this podcast, especially because it's going to apply somewhere. Yeah.
All right, great. Just to let you know, DMA podcast has been brought to you straight from the TDM, that's the Digital Monkey Studios. And kindly, precaution, do not take any. Be as free as possible. You can say whatever you want, however you want it to be. As you all know, it is International Women's Day, whatever we want to call it. And this episode specifically is just to highlight what women go through in the digital industry or in the agency industry, in the market generally, right? That we actually all sit in and have been a part of for so long. And I believe we have the best individuals to give us that information. So say whatever comes to your heart, however you want to say it. Don't name names, but
Of course not.
yeah.
Names.
Let's kick it off. I believe you've both been in the industry. You can tell us how many years you've been in the industry, Olive. Let's start with you.
I've been in the industry for 8 years now. Yeah,
Okay,
it's been 8 years.
and yourself?
This is going to be my 11th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the 11 and 8 years that you've both been in the industry, what do you think are the glass ceilings that you have broken or you've seen other women breaking? Like, who do you think has inspired you? What woman has inspired you in the industry to be like, damn, I could actually do this?
Well, in this industry, I wouldn't say there are many women in those high spaces. Because when we came into the industry was male dominated. So I would say the women are starting to break ceilings. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd say the same because even as you were asking, I was like, hold on a minute. Like, who am I thinking about? And I know there's so many amazing women out there. But like Darcel said, we are now starting to break these ceilings, and it's great to even like walk into rooms and see a lot of women, because even when I started I was surrounded by so many guys, so it's great to now see women doing this. Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you would be... Actually, let me ask it like this. Why aren't you saying that you're the ones who are redefining the leadership roles? Because you are both in the leadership roles, right?
Yeah.
Semani Mimi.
Mimi, actually.
Yeah.
Mimi navunja ceiling.
Come on. How do you think you're doing that? And what would you say are the key things that you've taken up to actually be able to redefine the leadership roles in where you sit, in the spaces you sit?
I would say I've had to be louder, and I don't mean louder in the sense of shouting, but that still applies because
Unakuanga una shout.
not shouting because I had to learn how to be loud because I figured that if I'm quiet, I'm not heard.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like loud as a loud voice, but I mean I had to create a voice for myself.
Okay. That makes sense. Do you feel like does it become loud where people don't have your respect but are more scared of you, or do you remove yourself from that to make sure that okay, I'm here, I'm giving authority and not necessarily making the people who are working under you feel scared, but more like okay, they respect you, they know that if they come to you with any issue, you'll definitely handle it with them.
Yeah. So the loudness that I had to create was so that I can get to the space I am in right now. But when it comes to now dealing with people, I am not as loud as that.
Yeah.
I am very open and very welcoming and very approachable, I like to believe.
Okay. Yourself?
I think for me, one thing that I said I'm always gonna do, for as long as I'm in this industry and as I continue to just like go up in the ranks, because I still want to do that, is not to become what I do not like. Because there's a lot of times when, like we know how the industry is, it can be very, like cutthroat. We've all worked late like so many times. There's so many things, right? There's so many things. But then in all of that, we've seen, a lot of times when there's been, like a lot of pressure, and that has, turned people into people we don't like, right? And so that's one of the things that I've said I'm never going to be. I'm never going to be that person. I'm never going to be the person who thinks, you should have known that, because what I always say, and I always tell Dasel this even all the time, is that if someone doesn't know something, they don't know something.
You don't know.
Then you just get to show them, because even I am where I'm at because of all the different people who've believed in me, like, guys who've shown me the way, and it's not, we should be like that. And I think for me, that's really important. How you treat people, how you talk to people is really important, even in your journey, of growth and all that. It really starts with that. I mean, we're in an industry where we're constantly surrounded by people. We're always talking to people. So if you can't do that right, then that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to me. Yeah.
I think I've worked with Olive for years now. I think we always, funny story, me and Olive have known each other since childhood. Then we bumped into each other again in USIU, where we all both went to uni. Then bumped into each other. I think that was my second agency, if I'm not wrong. And your second agency too?
My third agency.
Third agency? Yeah. Then we bumped into each other where we are now.
Yeah.
And in every single agency that we've worked for in the market, what I think we've always been able to do is just like discern who we're working with, how we're working with them, and be able to basically EQ iko high kidogo. And basically understand people.
Yeah.
Like I always used to say, when I'm working with people, what I used to do, if I need work out quickly, you bribe them with something that they like. If they like food, you tell them, listen, get this to me at X time. I'm going to feed you.
People love free food.
Yeah, they love free food. Yeah. This brings me to my next question, and I want this to be a discussion. Like you can ping pong off of each other if you'd like to. We're all in the creative industry. You guys write. You literally write content. Me, I just do strategies that are executed, right, by other people.
Kick-ass strategies.
Kick-ass strategies, thank you. So this is the question that I'm trying to ask. As creatives in the field that we're in, we can't necessarily say it's male-dominated. It's very heavily female-dominated, right? But where we sit, what do you think makes you the most creative? Like, what is that thing that pushes you to push boundaries when it comes to your creativity? Even when you're going through it, when, your children have stretched you all night and you haven't slept, or, you didn't get a cupcake yesterday and you're not in the greatest mood. What pushes you to actually do greater and better things?
Ping pong as well. So for me, this is it's funny because you come to work and it's a job, but also it's not a job, it's a passion. So it's like a labor of love. So you come to work and you're not in the best mood, you're probably going through stuff and things like that, but at the end of the day you have to write. So because I love writing, I'll end up doing it. You get, like, it's just like living life, like, because you love life, then you live your life, so it's part of life, like, for me. I don't know if I'm dotting or I'm making sense, but that's how
Put
it
it
is.
on a t-shirt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Okay.
I love writing. I love what I do. I enjoy it. So even when I'm mad at, the feedback and stuff like that, I'll still write. I'll come tomorrow and do it again and do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, apart from just loving the craft, it's how I'm able to express myself. And for me, it even started with music, and I started writing music. That's how I actually was like, oh, I guess, someone could pay me to actually write, and because I'm not always writing music at work, like, it's like Desel said, it's a job. Yeah, like, there's what you need to do, there's campaigns you have to to basically execute. So it's different, yes, but then I always remember why I started doing this, and there's always something that I try to bring that is very unique to myself to make this very enjoyable also. So in as much as I really love doing this, and it's something that I can't, even though I tried to stop writing, I can't, I'm still gonna do it. And so for me is to just find ways to, I guess, bring myself and put myself in every single thing that I do, like my style, I guess. But then it's that thing that always going back to why I started doing this, expressing myself through the most difficult times. What has helped me is to write. And if I stop writing, then I can't even imagine. I stop living. I don't know. I can't stop. I can't stop writing.
That's the thing, because you just said something and I remembered. I took a break from writing for about a year, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I stopped writing. I quit my job in agency. I went home. I became a stay-at-home mom. I was taking my kids to school, picking them up, cooking, doing crafts and things like that. But I was suffering. Like, it was hard for me to even accept that. In the beginning, I was telling people, I'm so happy. Oh, I don't have to think about those things anymore. And then eventually I had to admit to myself that that's a lie. I'm suffering. I want to write. I need an outlet. I feel like I need an outlet to express myself. I even wonder what I'm going to do when I retire, to be honest.
Will you retire?
Yeah, that's the question. Like, as a creative, do you even
retire? As a creative, I don't know.
Because also think of it like this. Retirement is when you leave a workforce, right? But I think the passion. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think for us, what is a plus, or what makes us not be able to retire from our passions is that you can still write for yourself. You can still write for your husband. You can still write for your children. You can still write for your loved ones. Might as well become authors at this point. Let me eat some of that money too. Yeah, write a book, Or
poetry or something, I don't know.
Poetry, right? I feel like there's so many other avenues as a creator that you don't necessarily have to retire in the craft that you love. So clearly we're not retiring.
We are not retiring. Honestly, I can't even imagine retiring.
Though,
like,
guys, didn't you ever picture yourself like on a beach house, like you're just there with your significant other, you're old and you're just basking, and we're talking about not retiring. This is sad.
No, I think I'm still gonna do that. Like, let me tell you, I'm still gonna do that. But it's the fact that we're at the beach house. Now I'm just fantoing.
Come on.
So we're at this beach house, but I'm still gonna be writing. I'm probably gonna write about my experiences, like obviously being in agency, my experiences, traveling the world.
There we go. Yeah.
So it's never gonna be like something that I'm never gonna do. Like, it's like, via agency, okay.
I guess it's taking
now,
a break from.
Yeah, and I think even
from
for you and what
agency.
you were saying, you know, like you missed it and you came back. I
Yeah.
think it wasn't even. You enjoyed the period.
I did actually.
You know,
I
like
did.
because it was a break.
Yeah,
and
it was a
we
break.
all need a break, you know, but then it still never took away from you writing or you being able to, like, you know, still follow this passion.
Yeah.
But then I think it's just that you needed a break. But then obviously if this is your calling,
Run with it.
But don't you think? Okay, I don't know. Don't you feel like sometimes it's like a toxic relationship? Like, you know, like, okay, I get it. We love our job. We love our job and we love being here, what we do and all those things. But sometimes, guys, we just want to sigh.
Trust me, I sighed.
we have been sighing.
We have sighed.
But I feel like, and I could be, I don't
Someone
think
like
I'm
Kifua.
wrong. Me, I think this is what
Always Imwacha. It's like
because
that
as a
that person who can't even be an ex.
right? And also because as a creative, you know, someone told me this actually that I've always thought about, and I'm like, damn, they said, see, the thing is, like, for a creative, every single time that we send our work, you know, out there, it's something that it's almost like something you birthed.
Yeah,
and now
personal. It's your
giving
child.
it away
Yeah.
to the world, and
To
the world
judge
is
it.
gonna say whatever
To
it
judge
is.
it.
This is something from you, like from deep inside, like at like 12 midnight.
Like
it
someone
comes to
calling your child
you
ugly.
know. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna fight. You know, it's
Like,
like
how can you?
there's
How dare you?
something,
How dare
you know, and I think, and that's the thing
Yeah.
about being a creative is, I think we're very vulnerable people. Honestly. Like
Yeah.
we might be strong out here, but
It's very strong, and that's the thing. Like, the glorification of the word strong or strong women, or you're a strong woman, or you're a strong creative. Like, we should not glorify it.
Yeah.
Listen, we're all very vulnerable. Yes, we're strong in our own accords, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, we still go through. Like,
I'm not
sometimes
strong.
we call each other and we're like, do we
not
cry?
strong.
do we cry? No, we do cry.
Are we having a crying session? Actually, we do cry.
We do cry.
All
Is
the
it a
time.
crying session? Is it? And that's the thing. I think what I've realized in this industry, and also generally, I believe, having people who you ride and die with, you
Yeah.
know, even
You
within
need
your
that.
organization, or just people who friends who are not even within the same organization, but you know if you call them and be like, Nimelemewa, I need you to assist me with like an idea or help me brainstorm about something, they're gonna come through and help you out. Or if you tell them I need a crying session,
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening,
I
kids.
just want to cry.
I just want to cry, you know? Or if your work is harshly criticized and you need someone to just vent to or to cry with or whatever, those people like hold you very strongly. And I feel like we've gotten that with us,
We have,
which is a plus, and a couple
Yeah.
other people. So I think my advice will definitely be like, lock in with someone that you think or you value, in terms of their work ethic, in terms of their vulnerability to you, even who they can be as a friend, or even outside being a friend, because your work will always be judged.
Yeah.
There's
Support
no doubt
system
about
is
it.
important, very important.
There's no doubt about it. All right, great. We're doing so well, kids. Wow. First,
Are we?
we're doing so well. Yeah. We have to
Are
ask the
we?
producers.
Unajua tunajichocha labda.
is writing notes.
Our producer is writing notes, and we're like, you know, when people remove that notebook and they start writing,
You're like,
that's when you're like, oh gosh.
This is what we're talking about. Our work that we're putting out there.
Work that this is literally it, the ad. All right, so I believe we've talked a little bit about, you know, the work, the carving out of the spaces we're in, the different leadership roles that we sit in, also just our creativity and how we run with it. So next, what I want us to tap into, and this also carries forward from what we've just come from discussing, is owning our voice in a very loud, in a loud world, you know. And I think this sits more on my mantle because this is what I've done and I've been doing for years. So, but I also want to hear your point of view, right? We're in the 21st century. Wait, 25th century. Wow.
Yo, nimekimbiza hiyo syllabus.
Kimbiza sana.
Nimekimbiza hiyo
We're in the
syllabus, but it's fine.
We're in the
It's fine.
21st century. Digital media, to be very specific, is booming more than anything. You know, AI is on the rise. Creators, to be very, very specific, are on the rise. Like in I can't even say in our generation because it is our generation, but we started off with barely any creators in the industry, right? With barely any influencers, with barely anything on the digital web. I mean, if you remember our tutululus, like in the kabambes, where you type three-word key, whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But now everything is at the touch of your fingertips. You know, TikTok has become an avenue where you read. It's edutainment, it's education and entertainment as well. So I want to ask, how do you feel that has affected or is growing the digital media avenues, or the different way people interact with media generally, and even for you're writing, right? It goes on different, what are they called? Different platforms. They go on different videos, not only videos, but also artwork. So how do you feel digital media and creators and the impact has impacted how people consume information? I hope I've asked that question properly.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I think you have. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I think I've gotten it. I think it's really great, to be honest, because first, just speaking as, you know, like just as Olive and not Olive who's in agency, I found that you'll always find your people. And that's really interesting for me because, and it's great because then, you know, there's space for you to just be yourself and to really like put your passion out there, whatever it is about. I'll give you an example. I started a page. Yay!
Yes.
Follow me. We'll plug y'all.
Plug. Follow Life Over Tea on Instagram. Okay. TikTok is coming out very soon. We're pushing for that. So
She serves
the girly.
all the tea.
She literally has the tea.
And
Olive with the tea.
And that's what I'm saying is that
Olive
you
with the
always
tea.
olive with the tea. You always find your people because for real, for me, it's about tea, like chai, like
Ya kukunywa.
Not moshene,
kukunywa,
not
not
moshene.
moshene.
Not moshene, guys.
it's
Don't
chai
get it
for real.
twisted.
And you see, now that's the thing is, I think there's a lot of people I've been able to connect with, just literally because I love tea, and they do as well. And now I've discovered there's even sparkling tea. I'm like, wow.
Score.
And, you know, it's amazing because then even when now you take that to, you know, like work, and now we're running campaigns and all that, it's really important because then we know exactly who we're talking to.
Yeah.
We're able to, you know what, when we say we're segmenting our TAs and, you know, like all that stuff. all those,
the jargon.
You know, all that jargon.
Buzzwords.
But we're able,
Buzzwords.
it's great because then you know who you're talking to. It's very simple. And I think for me, even talking to creators, I know you had started by saying, you know, this is something that you've been doing. And for sure, I think something that I find that this has really helped creators is that you're able to just find, you know, your voice, one, and you're able to find the people who, you know, vibe with what you're talking about. If you're talking about a product, for example, I mean, it's very easy to really just, you were looking for guys with, you know, who want to heal their acne the other day. And like, there's so many people, and like, we had so many people to talk to. And so I think, one, it's great because then we can push our messages out there. We can be very specific with who, you know, we're talking to.
Yeah, you
and
can
I
narrow
think
down.
also getting information as well, getting feedback is easy. You're able to, even as a brand, you're able to improve because then you know exactly who you're talking to. You form communities, and that's what I love about it these days. Is that these days, guys, I'm not old.
It's
These
giving
old days,
millennial.
giving a
All the
lot
days
of
back
age.
then.
A lot
But
of age.
it's like, you know, like forming communities, and that's what I love, is that it's not only about the people and, or I'm talking to number one, number two, it's about a community. I've found different communities online, and it's just on different platforms, and honestly it's really great. And I think for brands it's the best thing. Like it's almost like free information.
Yeah, literally.
It actually is.
Well, not really.
Well, I mean, if you think about like the feedback, you know,
Oh,
like
okay.
it's, no one's, you don't have to fill a form. Like you can fill a
Don't
form,
have to fill a
but you
form.
know, like you're getting it in real time.
real
Guys
time.
are talking to you, you know. So I think it's honestly
Awesome.
amazing. It's
great.
Life of a tea.
Life of a tea.
Community.
D.
Yeah.
Come on, D.
But I don't
After
know
a
why
plug.
you guys are not talking about the fact that it's created employment in this tough economy.
Yo.
Oh my god,
Eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Munaona vile watu wana struggle.
Yo.
Yeah, so I feel like it's such a good thing because guys can really just, create your own business. Yeah, I have a business, an online business,
yes.
guys. This is my opportunity
Just out here
to
plugging.
sell my products anyway. Yeah, so I have this body butter business, and I learned about it just from the internet, and also it's just a place where you, like you say, you meet like-minded people, or even people who don't think like you. Do you know there's so much information out there that you have not encountered?
Yeah.
Very true.
Kwanza on TikTok, to be honest, me,
Yo.
I go there every day and I am in shock. Sijui, there are things, I don't even want to say those names because mutazi Google, you'll faint. But also I feel like it's really changed the game for everyone. And before we would just go to Google. Right now, you even, Google is just a place where you go and read. Right now, you even go see videos, pictures of, like if you need to know about a product, if it worked on someone, you go, you see before and after pictures, I don't know, things like that. It's really changed the game. And I think it's a very good place. And I feel like we're really headed. I'm even scared, like, what is it going to be in the next 20 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, yes, I fully agree with everything that
Mm-hmm.
both of you are saying. Also, Ashley Modoy, plug on every single platform. Plug. But I think what it's also done for the industry, for the general world, I think, is put information out there, and from credible and authentic, I would say, sources, where you literally see live. Like, it's here, this is what this product is actually doing, or this is what I actually use, this is how I use it. And it taps into now the authenticity and influence bit of digital media, where even when selecting creators, I think the one thing for me is how authentic is it to your brand, like matching personality with brand or match personality with a product, where if I see you with a product, will I be like, oh damn, yeah, I believe that you'll use that, right? Or I've seen it so much on your platform that it's in the back of my mind of, by the way, anatumbianga unga, and this unga brand specifically. Yeah. And in turn, you're influenced to do something. And I think that's the most amazing thing. Like, I literally sleep on TikTok. I sleep watching TikToks. And when I wake up, I'm just like, I saw something last night when I was dozing off. Yeah. And I'll literally go back to things that I've liked, and I'll spot a creator that I've been following or even haven't been following, and I'll follow them because I know they're genuine, they're authentic, they're always talking about things that is relatable to me, right? And that's why I really mess with what you said about forming communities, and I think it's so important, because like-minded, and even people who are not like-minded, so that you can just understand different perspectives, like how do other people think who don't necessarily align with my thought process, which is important. Like, get yourself out of the bubble that you're in, and explore what more could be. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So talking about authenticity and influence, our great producer, Daktari, has given a very great point for us to touch on. And this is based on how exactly do you feel like your authenticity and your influence has influenced other women in the industry. Also, which women or who in the industry as a woman has influenced you, or even talk about your mentor who has shown you that, you can mentor other women into growing into the positions that you're in.
Let me start by, first of all, our producer, without her knowing, has been mentoring me
Yes.
In
Dr. Kate Kibuchi,
Yes.
who has shown me that you can actually do dope shit.
Yes.
right?
And still just be very comfortable in who you are. And honestly, that for me it's very impactful. It's impactful because I feel it directly. I'm very fortunate enough to be, working with her in the same organization. So it's really amazing. And that for me also goes back to myself mentoring other women. Seeing me in the position that I am in right now. I've talked to quite a number of women. I was talking to someone super amazing. Shout out, you know yourself. But Saraya,
person.
remember. And, she's been, she's been talking to me about how I have, I guess, inspired her, if I can put it like that. And also, like, just that opened up a conversation of how do we talk to more women? Like, we have so many projects. She's in a different agency, by the way. And, we're talking about how do we collaborate? How do we reach even more women, right? And I think for me, that's really important, in that we give voices to these women who I feel like have amazing stories to tell. How can we highlight that? And even for myself, someone had me, believed in me. And so I don't think there's any reason that I shouldn't do that for someone else. For me, how I'm able to even pay back every single person who has just believed in me is not monetary. It's just by passing it forward and doing this for someone else. And so it's really important for me to see women rising, to see women having a space and being loud and proud. And it's not loud, like it's it's be soft.
Yeah.
Like I love existing in my softness, in my femininity.
Yes.
But then how I'm loud is that I'm not quiet. I just I address issues. I talk about things that mean the world to me, things I'm passionate about, and I think that's really important. And for me, I really want to show women in the industry, and really even women who are not in this industry, even out there, that listen, you have to believe in yourself first, and don't be apologetic for anything that you believe in and you're doing. Don't wait and see. Don't wait for validation. Just believe in it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Honestly, just do it. And when you really think about it, like when do it scared. Do it when you're crying and you're just like, first of all,
I'm drowning.
and you're just typing away and you're just, but just do it. We have done it. When my God, another podcast.
We have done it today.
But but do it in those in even when you feel like you cannot, and that's one of the things that I find has helped me, and that's what I'm passing on to all the other women who are looking at me, including my sister. Like she's looking up to me, and I don't want to be that older sister who doesn't have her stuff together, yes, but then also who shows her that it's not okay to be vulnerable, it's not okay to cry, you just wake up and just go. No, you can't do that. Like, I think it's just really important to just believe in yourself. At the end of the day, everything's gonna be all right. I don't want. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Also, I think just to build on that point, also keep in mind you're doing this for you, because there can be very toxic situations or environments that you sit in, and it's up to you. Like, you decide what you want to do with that situation, and we'll come back to this actually as we're wrapping it up. But just remember, everything you do, you're doing it for yourself. So don't let anybody bully you into doing anything unless you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. True. And even to just build on that, it's just like I feel like nobody really knows what they're doing. And
true.
Guys, let's just be honest.
I have no idea.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway, and I believe I'm doing it great.
Yes.
So let's just keep at it. So don't ever feel like, Ati, I don't know. Like there's this imposter syndrome. It always creeps on you. But try and fight that, because we are fighting it every day. And don't be afraid to sit at tables where you feel like I don't belong there. Because let me tell you, everyone there is always wondering if they belong there as well. And watch, I tell you something. Like, you can be sitting at those tables and you think these people are brilliant. And to be honest, those tables, everyone is struggling. I'm trying to try to. So try. Even you try. You never know. As in, let me tell you a story about me. I don't know how I'm in this situation. I don't know how I'm in this position, but I'm in this position. And
you're doing it.
And I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So me, I'm just telling all the girlies and even the guys, Muji trust. Muji trust. Just trust in yourself and do your thing and be good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also just, is it possible to have a mentor who doesn't even know they're mentoring you? Because I feel like that's what I've been doing. Fun fact about me is that I am scared to actually ask someone to mentor me. So what I do is like, I read about them, I follow them, I stalk them, I emulate them, and they are mentoring me in secret. You know, kina Kate, wana to mentor.
I was just about to say Kate doesn't even know this.
Like kina Samantha, you know, those people, even men, they are mentor, like kina Max and all that, like they are mentoring us.
They really are.
Hatujawasho, hawajui, but they are our mentors.
Max unatumenta.
Yeah, natumenta. Mkaitu mkijua mnatumenta. And we are grateful.
I love it. It's so funny that we're sitting here and we're all just like, we don't know that we're great at what we do, right? But then when we're sitting with each other, it's just like, hey, you do your work so seamlessly. And you're just like, sorry, what? You think my work is great?
You know?
Oh my God. And then I'm like, that's great. Do you think so? You really think
and
so?
then you ask them like 5 times.
You're like, okay, does
Nobody's
it sound
really
okay?
sure.
Nobody's sure. And in our heads, all of us are just like, damn, why is she even asking me? Like, I don't even think I'm that good. Bro, you're better than you think you are in any bloody situation.
It's true. And also, you see, creativity is not like, it's not like science or it's not like mathematics. If you know, you know. It is just what you know is what you know. And that's what you put out there, guys. So don't be afraid to just put yourself out there.
All right. To wrap this up, almost wrapping this up. Gosh, I'm sorry, kids. I'm sorry. Second last question. We can keep this really brief, or we can go off as much as you want to. What are the few toxic things that happen in the industry that you feel we gotta be rid of with immediate effect?
Can you start?
Very eager.
Yeah.
Go off.
It's a lot.
Kuna list, but let me say something. And I'm talking like a woman here. And I'm talking through experience, yeah? So you see, like I said in the beginning, when we started, the industry was male-dominated. So most of the time you'd come to an agency in the creative department and you could count the female, the female creatives. And for you to get a voice, like for you to even like to pitch an idea, it would take blood, sweat, and tears. Like you would have to, I don't know, msalime Yesu or something, I don't know. And I feel like that needs to change. Yeah. That really needs to change, because I sat in rooms where men just wanted to hear other men's ideas and nobody really wanted to listen to me. And that's why I said I had to be loud. Yeah. And I had to get this personality that I have, because I feel like it's really helped me to maneuver in the industry, because now I know how to talk to guys like guys. I know how to be a boys also, because I feel like I do, because I had to learn how to do it so that they can relate to me.
Is that necessary that, like when you're talking to guys, like now you
I feel like
switch
it is.
up?
It is. I do switch up, and I feel like it's helped me to maneuver my way and to even just get a voice and to also get the men to listen to me.
So is that the toxic thing that needs to be rid of?
I think that is, because I wouldn't want even, like someone else to be in that same position where it's like when you're talking to, and I've found myself doing that as well. And I catch myself and I'm like, why am I talking like that? Nadu? Like, what call a base? What?
I know, base metoka.
And honestly, it's not okay. You should be able to be yourself at all times. Yeah. I think that's really important. That, I've really felt it.
Yeah.
Hugs.
Hugs.
I love how this is so feminine of us. We're over here giving each other hugs. Yeah. Crying low-key.
Yeah, like Producer.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about work-life harmony in the creative space as women?
Work-life harmony in the creative spaces, women. All right, do we touch on that? Do you have anything to say about the be rid of toxicity? And then we can come into now the work-life
Or like
harmony.
what Nash was talking
Yeah.
about. Okay, yeah. So I think for me, what has been toxic, it's a lot. But I think it's that, should I say there's like a bit of, there's like gatekeeping. So what I'm gonna say is that has happened to me before, right? And that's why when I talk about the space that I'm in now and how I've seen opportunities being dished out to everyone. We've talked about this. Like every single person has an opportunity, but then it's sad when I talk to people in other different spaces, or should I say agencies? Of course, I'm not gonna say which ones, but that it's only to a select few. Opportunities are only for the select few. I think that should stop. Because then how do you expect that this person who's so passionate has come to agency and they're not even being listened to? Why? Because they just have like, I don't know, like an 1 year experience. I think it's so horrible because then it just, like, that almost crushed my spirit when that happened to me about like a couple of years ago. Like that really crushed my spirit. Honestly, like it made me feel like, Connie, I'm not worthy. Oh, like I feel like getting like it made me feel like, Connie, I'm not worthy. It's like that stuff was really, that stuff was really hard.
Yeah.
And because I've talked to people who are currently going through that, like, if you're in the creative industry and you know that you have people under you who are looking up to you, give them those opportunities. At least just, and I'm not saying that you hand them, without them working hard, yes, but I'm saying like point them in that direction. Who's gonna know that there's a competition that, they could be a part of if you don't tell them, if you only tell a select few? And honestly, that for me is just, it's just wrong. And maybe, can I give a shout out?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to give a shout out to Max.
Yeah.
Maxwell and Gary, thank you for always
Sure, for sure.
being there for creatives and really just not, just taking all of us in. Like it's like we're all in this house and like, Thank you. Thank you for that.
All right. Lovely. So, producer's note, I'd like us to talk about this, and I think it kind of trickles into now the toxicity as well. Work-life harmony as a creative. Today we were context for this as well. Yeah. Today we're coming to do this lovely podcast that we're doing a great ass job at. See, this could be our second job, kids. Our only job, never know.
We've found our calling. We've found our calling.
And we were going back to the office to work late. I believe this is the okay. Yes. So is there work-life balance? Is there any harmony when it comes to that? Because I'm aware that you might be working during the weekend. Sometimes you work overtime. Sometimes, you don't necessarily, you can't catch a break because you have to keep going and going and going. So what is it like? How do you maneuver that? Is there any way of maneuvering it? Should we put it in the box of toxic talker?
Yeah.
Are we keeping it because we love our jobs and we love what we do? Where are we placing work-life harmony?
Let me begin by saying, when I introduced myself, I said I was a mom. So now this is where it comes in. First thing when I wake up in the morning, I am Darcel, and then I am a mother to my children, and then I am a wife after that, before I am a creative. You see that order? So yes, I come to work and I love my job, but I love my family more. So if it calls on me when I am doing this job, I will leave the job and run there.
Yeah.
So please, can we just understand that fact? Because my family is important and that's why I come to this job. Yeah. So I would want my employer, and I'm not even talking about my current employer, I'm just talking about agency in general, to understand that fact. that when emergency calls, I am dropping everything. I don't care if that campaign is, I don't know, if it's flighting tomorrow, if I need to be somewhere and my family needs me, I want you to understand that that has to happen, because it's only fair to just accept that it's not just about the job.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I agree with that, honestly. And I have seen you doing that. Like
Yeah.
when your family calls, your family calls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really important. And just even borrowing from that is my family comes number one, right? So my husband is the first person who I'm going to, like the emergency contact, surely.
Sasa, what is it for? What is it for?
like what?
And they cannot
When they
attend to this emergency.
No, when the
Now
emergency
you're
contact.
emergency contact.
Yeah.
Eish.
But also fortunate enough that he also works in an agency. So we understand, I guess the times when we've had to work late. And also that has had, there was a dynamic there, obviously, because we could then easily say, but so you understand. So you understand, by the way, I've had to work late for like 2 weeks or something. But then it's being intentional, I'd say, for being very, very intentional and saying, we're not going to finish it today also. It's probably not urgent right now. You need to look at it from like, is it urgent? Does it...
Also,
like...
guys, we are not saving lives.
Yeah.
We're saving PDFs.
We're saving PDFs.
Save your PDF and go home.
and go.
So, but it's really just, how urgent is this? Of course, there's one of those, those times when it's needed tomorrow. And honestly, a lot of things are really just needed tomorrow. But then you come to find out they're really not needed
Tomorrow.
They're not needed. They're needed like
or next
week.
week.
So you can go home. And it's also just being, like I said, intentional. Like plan yourself also, and just know that you have a life. And I guess also being a creative, because I know a lot of creatives are watching this, is being a creative. You're probably a photographer. You're like a musician.
Yeah.
You're writing poetry, you loved... There's so many things that I appreciate creatives for, and one of them is really just being in spaces that build their creativity. So then do that. It's really loving, it's understanding that you have to do all these other things, which also will fuel your creativity at work, right? It's those things that feed into you doing all these different campaigns, that you're doing all the pitches, all that stuff. You have to pour into yourself before you can even pour into, other people and your work. So, because then you end up very burnt out. Your mental health is gonna suffer. And so
true.
it's really just being intentional, because, and maybe that's, I guess that's a conversation for a different day. But, mental health and the creative industry, guys, we need to talk more about that. But then again, just be intentional, guys. Go home.
Go
if you're
home.
watching this in the office
Also-
right now,
also-
go home.
Guys, also, to be honest, TBH.
No, our producers will leave. Everyone will
Oh, no, don't leave, guys. Stay, but
TBH, who's waiting for that document or that artwork at
8.
No, not even 8. At midnight. At the end of day. Seriously,
You're their agency.
Is there someone really at the other side waiting for that that email?
And when you realize that, it's just so, it's like, what?
Be for real.
You really
For
said this like a day after.
No, I mean, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And we're about to wrap up, but okay, also just to touch on what you said, this is a whole other conversation that we could get into. But I was gonna say, Nimi me too. Mimi sina bwana.
Wait, talk
Nah, toto, but it's me and my folks. You got me?
Yeah.
Okay. Nachafta bwana, lucky
Wow.
me. So yeah, it's just me and my parents, right? Literally the three of us and a couple of family members. But what I've learned is now with that mentality, then I will push myself so much harder to do things with so much more urgency. And as you said, burnout is real.
Yeah.
Mental burnout is so real as well, and mental health becomes such a big factor. So for me to close on this topic is protect your mental, protect your mind. This is where all your ideas come from in the first place. So if this is gone, where are you getting your bread and butter from?
Yeah, it's
where are
your
you getting your
talent.
ideas from? It's your talent.
It's your talent.
Show me your talent,
It's
and
your
your talent
talent.
is
Yeah.
burnt out.
Protect your talent.
Burnt out. Go home. I
Go
told
home.
Protect
you.
your talent.
What are you still doing there? Like you've been
And
gone
on that point, we are going home.
home. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, kids.
Thank you.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Good job, kids.
Oh.